And Senator, thank you so much for joining me.
Good morning, Mr. Liddy. It's an honor to be speaking with you today.
Well, thank you, sir. It's a pleasure to have you on. And I think for the benefit of people who may be hearing about it from the first time, we ought to describe exactly what this NAFTA superhighway is and what its purpose is.
Well, there is a concerted effort that I have recognized over the last several years, Mr. Liddy, that is set to undermine our nation's sovereignty. And this is not just howling in the wind and crying wolf. This is something that is real. There are organizations and politicians and bureaucrats around this country and around the globe that would like nothing more than for America to drop its borders. As a matter of fact, President Bush himself, who I have voted for twice, and I'm very disappointed in the actions that, or the lack of actions, I should say, that he has presented to secure our nation's borders. He has entered into an agreement with Mexico and Canada a couple of years ago, and it's called the Security and Prosperity Partnership. And all of this done is under, what we're speaking about this morning is always under the guise of security. It's anything but security. But President Bush said, quote, his goal is to eliminate trade and security borders. And this is all has to do with the NAFTA, free trade, CAFTA, and all of those things that are far from free trade. They are managed trade. If you have a free trade with other countries, you don't need 600 or 700 pieces of paper to tell you how you're going to have free trade. So the NAFTA organization, the NASCO, which is a organization down in Dallas, Texas, and I might say that this is an international organization. They have members on their board of directors from all over the globe. If you go right on their website, they say that their goal is to create the world's first international intermodal transportation system. You can go on their website and you can pull up the map of their proposed road. It starts in Guatemala, Mexico. It comes right up through Texas, through Oklahoma, all the way up through the middle central part of the United States and on into Canada. And here's the scary part. Containers could be shipped from China, offloaded in Guatemala, and the first place that it would stop would be in Kansas City, Missouri, which is now classified as an inland port. And there is a company, there is a system called the Savvy system, and I know I'm throwing a lot of information out here, but I want to give you a very broad brush overview of what we're looking at here. We have obtained documents from NASCO, which is this organization trying to promote the NAFTA superhighway.
It's a North America Super Corridor Coalition, is that true?
That's correct. International company, nonprofit based in Dallas, Texas. We've obtained, through the Open Records Act, documents that ties this organization directly to a communist Chinese company that provides digital tracking services. This digital tracking service will be put up and down this intermodal system. And it's here again, it's under the guise of security. It's being sold under economic development. It's being pushed on us as for better roads and bridges. But I tell you what, it violates our First Amendment. It violates the Fourth Amendment. It violates, obviously, the 10th Amendment, the states' rights. Our sovereignty is being undermined at every level.
Well, and one of the things that I think we should warn people about, this road is like no other road we've ever seen. This is 4 football fields across. It's got railroads. For it to go all the way up to Canada, they're going to have to condemn huge amounts of private lands and homes and everything else. People are going to get thrown out of their homes. It's going to be really bad.
There will be literally untold millions of acres of land taken from individuals, farms, businesses, homeowners under eminent domain to build this road. This road will be an international system, and I can't stress that enough, because think about what's going to happen once this international highway system is implemented, if you're on it, or as an individual or as a trucker, or if you're on a train, it's going to have all of this digital tracking system implemented. The government is going to know when you get on, when you get off, what you're doing, what you're buying, what you're hauling. They're going to be able to track every aspect of your life. And there appears to be a move out there that the more government knows about an individual, the better off that we're going to be, because after all, government would be better able to protect us. And I think this is a direct attack, again, on our sovereignty, on our personal rights, the First, the Fourth, and the 10th Amendment. And I have vowed, like you said in your opening remarks, my goal, as long as I'm serving in the Senate, and even if I'm not serving in the Senate, my goal is to stop this NAFTA superhighway at the Red River, put a big old Texas turnaround down there, and just send them right back to Rick Perry. Governor Perry in Texas is instrumental in trying to get this thing pushed through. That he blindsided his Texas state legislature. They finally woke up this last year, and there is a move currently underfoot to stop the highway. But if they don't, my goal is to stop it before it ever hits the Red River.
Yeah, and I think people should know that this will be privately owned by foreign interests, and it's a Spanish construction company that is slated to build it too.
That is correct, and here again, the Spanish company called Centra has already got a $1.2 billion contract to start building this thing, and it will be leased, either a 50 or a 99-year lease to this Spanish-owned country or company. And there is, I'm telling you what, I know that your station is picked up through states across this country, and I want to urge the listeners of your radio show to go online to NASCO. Look at Bush's SPP, Security and Prosperity Partnership Agreement, that he signed, or that he involved the United States with, and make sure your listeners become informed. This is an issue that is getting ready to knock us off of our feet as a nation. It has severe implications when it comes to our sovereignty, and we have got to stop it. The bureaucrats and Washington politicians are ignoring it. It has become increasingly troubling to me and to many legislators across the country. I will tell you, Oklahoma is one of 14 states this year who opted out of Bush's SPP. So we are waking up around the country, and the bureaucrats and Washington has lulled a lot of people to sleep. But I tell you, this is illegal immigration times 2. And I had to go all the way back to 1995 to see how we got involved with this. And I pulled up the enabling legislation, and in fact, the state of Oklahoma, the state legislature gave the authority to spend $150,000 to join NASCO, the North American Super Corridor organization, or corridor. Well, as of to date, we have actually spent $481,000. And I will tell you, in a meeting, a conference hearing this past session, I asked the Secretary of Transportation what direct benefit has the state of Oklahoma received from being a member of NASCO, and he said, Senator Brogdon, quote, not very much. And my next question is, why are we spending almost $500,000 to be a member of an organization that is not bringing anything to the table? And he said, well, we hope that in the future it'll help us, this organization will help us build new roads and bridges across the state of Oklahoma. The SPP, the Security and Prosperity Partnership Agreement, it should be vetted by Congress. The people need to know what's going on. And, hey, if this is a great idea, then let Congress deal with it, let Congress pass a law, let Congress enter into an agreement. Otherwise, we shouldn't be there.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm speaking with the most important politician in the country today, State Senator Randy Brogdon from Oklahoma.